community producer.
Hello.
Who do we have up now? Who's that?
Brittany.
It's Brittany. Well, do we have to see Brittany?
Yes.
Did you
it's
see the
Mass
thing on the
After
internet?
Dark.
Did you see the thing on the internet that
There
suggested...
we go.
Okay. Did you see the thing on the internet that suggested that Brittany had a less than pleasant experience at a concert recently?
No, I did not hear about that. And I want to be on TV.
There are photos. Go to crackbaby.com.
Did you set this camera up? It's not even in focus.
I didn't check the focus or anything. I didn't know where you wanted the camera to be.
Oh. Hi. This is a wide shot of me.
Go to crackbaby.com.
Crackbaby.com?
Crackbaby.com. I think that's where it was.
Anyways, how are things with you?
Great. You know, Mike, from what I understand, you are a quite successful producer.
That's right. I have received not only the PAC TV Award for 2001 of Point of View.
I think these are technically the 2002 awards.
No, it's the 2001 on the thing. Or,
Are you sure?
well, whatever. The last awards ceremony. And then I also got PAC TV Volunteer of the Year. Can you believe it?
I can believe it.
So what's the site? Crackbaby?
Crackbaby.com, I think. Did it come up?
What am I looking for?
There should be a thing of pictures, and there should be something about Brittany.
Something about Brittany. This is a pretty cool site.
She took a shower recently on stage.
Brittany's cat in heat. Soaked in urine? Is that the one you're talking about?
That might be the one I'm talking about. It's sick and gross and disgusting, and it somehow it seems to make it...
Oh, what the frig?
Seems to make it perfectly fit on
Mass After Dark. Yes, this is going on the air. That's a must-have.
Somehow that doesn't shock me.
Here's one of them that I found. Isn't the internet great? I'm not exactly sure what that thing is over on the right-hand side.
I'm not either.
But this is a more clear shot of her completely soaked in urine.
This is right before she ran off. Coward.
She ran off the stage?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any info on it. It says, the press seems to be playing down the fact that Britney Spears got a golden shower, but in fact she got soaked with urine. Read on to get a couple of photos of her dripping with it. So, Huh. Very interesting.
See, I thought this would be right up your alley. In a sense, not... Let me try and restate this. I thought that this would be something that would really fit into the Mass After Dark genre.
Yes, here's another story that I just found thanks to you. Britney scares off wild pigs. German farmers have been scaring off a plague of wild boars by playing Britney Spears records.
I can believe that.
The pigs can't be shot because they are protected species. Am I loud enough?
Yeah, you're loud enough.
Okay.
Are they protecting their mental stability, though, by making them listen to Britney?
Well, this guy, farmer Herman Joseph Becker, decided music was the only way to drive them away. He told the Daily Record, Madonna didn't work too well. Robbie Williams was a dead loss, but they can't stand Britney Spears. When I switch on Oops, I Did It Again, or I'm Not That Innocent, the pigs come snorting out and running for the woods.
You know that pigs are considered to be a very intelligent animal.
Yes.
So that explains a lot.
Are you trying to say there's a joke there?
I don't think there's a joke there. I think they have good taste. Not necessarily because they like Madonna so much as that they run at the threat of Britney.
So anyways,
yeah,
I've got other pictures.
I bet you do, but is anyone else on today's show urine-soaked?
No, I think the rest of the show will be primarily urine-free.
Darn.
See, I like the chick on the right. I like that. So did you hear about The Simpsons? They got into a little bit of hot water.
I heard. I can't remember exactly what it was about.
Looks like you're Marge. Anyways, it was over. I'll tell you in 1 second.
Found out?
Police dog severs suspect's penis.
Yeah, that happens every other day.
Israel, non-existent slavery credits. Gays in China step out. Where is the thing on The Simpsons? Simpsons producer Brooks apologizes to Rio. Don't blame it on Rio. James Brooks, executive producer of comedy The Simpsons, apologized to Rio de Janeiro for this week for a recent episode of the long-running animated show in which the city was depicted with rats and monkeys teeming on its streets. Interesting, huh?
Interesting, and yet shows yet again that people have
the power of television.
People have way too much time to be concerned about stuff.
But whoever thought that those people are so damn sensitive? We apologize to the lovely city and the people of Rio de Janeiro, Brooks said in a statement on Friday. If that doesn't settle the issue, Homer Simpson offers to take on the president of Brazil on Fox Celebrity Boxing, he added, clearly unable to resist having a little fun. So,
well, you know,
did you ever see that Fox Celebrity Boxing?
I did.
I got to see the one with Danny Bonaducci, man. That guy's a freak.
He's kind of nuts. Wasn't he fighting Greg Brady?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
that
Barry
would make
Williams,
sense.
and he kicked his butt.
Even though the Bradys kicked ass over the Partridge Family. I mean, come on.
I don't know.
Carol. Yeah.
Yeah, but Susan Day's pretty hot.
Marsha. And that...
I think I like Susan Day better than I like Marsha. And I would actually have to say I like Shirley Jones better than I like Florence Henderson.
Really? That's a pretty bold statement.
For that matter, I think I like, what's his name? The guy who was the manager of the Partridge Family?
Oh, Mr. Kincaid?
Yeah, I like Mr. Kincaid better than I like...
That's a whole lot of naked people. Oh, wait, I don't think I can show that because there is contact going on.
Yeah, come on. I think I actually like him better than I like Alice.
Alice? I liked Flo. She was one hot tamale.
I guess.
Here's a good... Whoops, that ain't good.
See if we can make her head be directly on mine.
Oh, really?
Go for it.
No. She deserves better. I like this picture of her, although
I positioned myself perfectly
to receive
now
her
that's Brittany, right?
breath of experience.
That's Brittany, isn't it?
It's still too wide. She's not fat, people. Come on. I know everybody at home's thinking, oh my goodness, Brittany got fat.
I don't know why.
But
she doesn't look it that way. She looks fine.
Anyways, what else has been going
more bodacious.
on? Lots of stuff in the Middle East has been going on lately.
Oh, there's a shock. You couldn't expect that other than the last 2,000, 4,000 years of history to look at, could you?
Yeah. Here's a picture, actually, I downloaded just for you. And no, it's not dirty. You should know what that is.
I sure do.
And it is...
That is John Lennon's blood-stained glasses in the New York skyline with a glass of water. That was actually used as the cover of Yoko Ono's first solo album after the death of John Lennon, which was, I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
Uh-oh. Well, it's Yoko. It's not really Beatles trivia.
That's right.
She doesn't really count.
No, although that was actually probably among her best albums.
Really? You actually bought these?
I bought this. Are you kidding? For this album, when it probably came out in early '81, mid '81, yeah.
What's the glass of water represent?
You know what? I'm not sure. There was probably a time when I did know, but
What song was on the flip side of Penny Lane?
Strawberry Fields.
Wow, you're good. And yes, I did know the answer to that. All right, let's see what else is going on in the news. There is a good story here about, I always like penis related, not that I'm into that, but it's always fun to hear about things that happen to penises.
Nothing funnier than severed penises, is there?
That's right. Well, I'm not going to get into that. A police dog severs a suspect's penis. This happened on the 8th of April. A suspected robber is recovering Monday after a police dog bit him in the crotch, severing his penis, according to the local 6 News report. Authorities said that the 3 men walked into the at-cost liquor store in Pinellas County, Florida, and allegedly stole a pack of cigarettes. Store worker reportedly chased the man outside and wrote down the license plate number of the suspect's car. After a brief chase, the men crashed the car and ran.
Clever.
Police said that a canine named Scooby caught up with one of the alleged suspects. The dog first bit on the suspect's buttocks and then bit him on the crotch, severing his penis, according to the police. The suspect was rushed to a local hospital where the doctors reattached the suspect's penis, and they lived happily ever after.
Question.
What?
Would it have happened if the guy hadn't been already engaged in seedy activity?
Seedy activity? Yeah, what are you gonna blame the police for that? Give me a break.
No, I'm blaming the guy. You steal stuff, and the police go after you. First off, you continue running, you're even more of a moron, which also makes you wonder what else the guy's rap sheet looks like. Secondly, one thing you'll see on his rap sheet is had penis reattached after dog ate it.
After dog... What?
Nothing. It's just, you know, people do stupid things. You know what people
You know what?
should
I
do,
got
though?
some more pictures working on this thing.
Yeah, but who the hell cares? It's on I Can't Win Nikova. You know what I do think is important to make
Well, that's
note
why she's
of?
making that face. What?
You know what I do think is important to make note of, Michael? That on May 11th, this town will have the most important election in the history of Plymouth.
Is this the one where they're voting up or down the mayoral?
The mayoral situation, yes it is.
And then what happens? Triff and his buddies are out of there.
If a mayor is indeed voted for, they will go into office as of January of 2003. Up until then, it will still be run as it is, as a transitional type of thing. I personally, if my opinion were to be asked, and since this is point of view, might as well, I think eventually, obviously, they're going to have to move to a mayor, just simply because of the size and whatever. But I don't like the way this charter is written, and I also don't like the timing. I think there are times when things should be done and times when they shouldn't be done. And
stop hiding behind the flag.
Thank you. And right now, I really don't think it's a good time for that significant a change in the history of Plymouth. I think Plymouth is in a dangerous time with the economy sinking and everything else. And with the economy of Plymouth in big trouble as soon as Entergy leaves.
That's right. A lot of people don't realize that. Everybody's against the nuclear power plant. Let me tell you something, that nobody pays attention to other things that are far more important. There was a story that came out this week. Actually, it was a report, only I've lost it. No. Nigerian email fraud flourishes. Say that 10 times fast.
Nigerian email fraud flourishes. That was hard. But Mike, let me ask you a question. Is that the thing that's more important than the nuclear plant?
No, it isn't. Well, a study came out this week that on average for the last few years, 1,400 college students die of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, the whole binge drinking thing.
Yeah, but no, everybody's worked up about the power plant. Go get a freaking life!
You were slightly overmodulated there, young man.
Good.
What I would suggest is that people at least get an understanding of what a power plant can do, what it can't do of its own nature.
And what it does for us.
What it does for us and others, and what it would involve just to shut it down. Just let's assume that we take away the fact that the town would lose as much money as it gets annually from the power plant's existence. And we better get used to the thought of losing it.
Yep.
But just let's take into account what the town would lose, what the town would have to spend just to shut it down. Never mind the fact that it very likely isn't under the actually the jurisdiction of the town itself to do it.
You know what sucks is I had a picture of a retarded Cupid and I can't find it. But yes, I do agree with you that we're in big trouble when this place closes. And it's harmless energy. These plants are designed so well.
You know what, I'm not sure it's entirely harmless, but neither is anything else.
Well, that's just it, and it's our only somewhat replenishable supply of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just wants the energy to come from someplace and have it be somebody else's problem. They're all very self-centered about it, and I don't think that anybody has really put any significant thought into what we're going to do in the next few years.
Well, you get rid of the power plant, right? If you get rid of all nuclear energy, what are you going to go back to? Fossil fuels, which
That's
we
all there is.
Know.
Oh, but solar power! Solar power is a pipe dream. Have you noticed that the sun isn't out all day and all night? Especially in New England.
I don't necessarily agree with that. But I do with you there. I think there might be a way of maximizing it, but there'd have to be a reason.
But it's not enough to meet today's needs, and the needs of today are only growing.
That is the question. And possibly it could be done well enough so you could heat your house and heat water and do everything, but then you've got to deal with all the gadget aspect.
That's just it. And I don't see anybody sacrificing having to turn their computer monitor off all the way.
Yep, or anything else. I mean, think about everything that runs in your house every day. Well, how much of that are you willing to sacrifice in order to keep, to do it with a windmill, which is another idea I've heard of. Windmill power.
Yeah, unfortunately, the wind isn't as constant as available as it would have to be.
No, but you could probably make.
You can get up to like maybe 5 or 6% of the power usage. It's really not a lot, though.
Between wind and solar power, you might be able to do things, but the problem is it's not in place to be able to do that now, and what would it cost? How much space and what would it cost to even approximate the amount of energy represented by the power plant?
She's cute.
Who is that?
Shakira. You know. Lucky that my breasts are small and humble. That chick.
No, I wouldn't.
Do you want me to sing more for you?
Absolutely.
Coming up sometime soon on Mass After Dark, I do plan on doing another karaoke hell.
Thank God, because the people need more karaoke.
That's right.
People are clamoring for it, Michael.
I want to find more pictures. Did you know that we're 20 minutes into the show?
I bet we are. We've been flying through this.
I know. Let's see. Actress Pamela Anderson engaged to Kid Rock. I thought that already happened.
That happened a while ago, and are they still engaged?
They got engaged last night in Las Vegas, out in the desert.
Last night?
Yeah, and this was April 13th, so
really?
That's today. So it was Friday night. They have some not so flattering pictures of her here.
That wouldn't be the hardest thing to imagine.
What?
She gets too close to certain things, the plastic will melt anyway.
That's true, and she's out in the desert, so that's not good for her. Anderson embroiled in a fight with her ex-husband, former Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee, over the custody of their 2 children, Dylan and Brandon.
Let me just ask you a question. You know, Jason could have been named Brandon, and Dylan could have been named Brandon. I could have kids the same names as Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson.
Yes, but the sex video I heard was a lot shorter.
What, with me? Is that what you're implying, you bastard?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
To my knowledge, there is no sex video.
You know, I haven't been on the show hardly at all. That's starting to
I don't understand that at all. Hi, Mike. Is that Brittany again?
Yes.
God, I hate her.
Why do you hate her?
Overstated.
She's my favorite guest. She loves coming on the show all the time. We'll go back to that picture so then I could be in here more.
Wow, this just rocks.
Hey, if any of you, especially those blossoming young girls in the town, I know that you have to be able to recognize me in the gym. I go to that World's Gym over by Ocean State Job Lot. Feel free to come up and say something to me.
Seasons of Glass.
Seasons of Glass?
That is the name of Yoko Ono's album.
It makes about as much sense as she does.
I don't know, look at that. You've got a window, you've got the glass half full, and you have his glasses. Seasons of Glass. I think that's actually pretty deep.
We've had joy, we've had fun. I can't sing today.
Oh, well, that would make it one of the 365 days of the year.
Yeah. I'm getting hungry, too. Very hungry. Like, in fact, it looks nice outside.
It does look all right.
People at home have to suspend disbelief that, and these are hobbit holes, by the way.
Yes, they are. You too can own a
Commercially
hobbit hole.
available hobbit holes, apparently.
What's that?
Commercially available.
I
like
think they are the coolest thing in the world. Aren't they kind of cool?
Yeah,
Actually,
but would you want to live with one?
Don't you think that guy wish he would actually have a hobbit hole instead of just a hole in a wall?
I got more naked people. I got more fake people.
Don't you think a hobbit hole would be a big improvement over most Afghanis' living conditions?
Well, in that case, it would be.
I don't know. From what I've seen of the way they're designed, it might be an improvement for just about anyone. They're pretty nice. They're not a hole dug in the ground, you know. There are all sorts of tubing and piping and all sorts of cool stuff.
You know, it's not really a lot of interesting news going on otherwise.
No, there really isn't.
Oh, here's a good one. 8-year-old Florida boy drives to school. In Temple Terrace, Florida, an 8-year-old Florida boy drove himself to school in a stolen car after missing the school bus, police asked.
Excellent.
Said
Let me
this
ask you a
week.
question. Why does everything happen in Florida?
It makes you wonder what
didn't
kind of
a dog
operation.
bite off the penis in Florida?
I believe you're correct. And also, that's where the whole ballot thing was.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who got stabbed with the swordfish.
Yup.
Yeah, a lot of stuff goes on down there.
And that was where Pamela Anderson was with Tommy Lee when she contracted hepatitis C.
That's where Brittany got pregnant.
It's where Brittany got dumped on, I think.
That's, oh.
It doesn't matter. We're lying
Possibly.
now.
The youngster was caught when schoolmates told the teacher that he had been seen, that they had seen him park the car in the faculty lot at River Hills Elementary School in Temple Terrace, a city northeast of Tampa. The boy, who could barely see above the dashboard, had crossed at least one busy 4-lane intersection on the 1.5-mile route from his home to the school. He was
and I expect to be nailed on this one. So what you're telling me is, at 8 years old, barely able to see over the steering wheel, he already drives better than a woman.
Ooh. That's not true.
It's not entirely true, but all stereotypes have at least some degree of truth hidden in, or truth in their makeup, if you will.
Yes.
That's the essence of the stereotype itself.
Is it?
I could have gone with the phrase Asians instead of women, and it would have been equally accurate.
Ooh. You know what's been driving me nuts is the credits on my show have been all screwed up.
Well, you know, if you ever thought about fixing them before we got to the 28-minute mark of the show.
We're only at 25 minutes.
You ever thought of fixing them before we got to the 25-minute mark of the show?
Hold on, they're almost fixed.
Thank God.
I hope everybody enjoyed seeing in the last week the second half of, or second part of Night of the Day of the Dawn of the Son of the
Of the whatever.
I'm not on TV enough.
Then take me off and be on TV. God knows I'm on TV enough.
Anyways,
Yes. So good to see you, Michael.
You know what's a good show I've been watching an awful lot of lately is
What?
The Osbournes.
It is something, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the closest thing to real-life TV of all the real-life TV things.
And I think we should maybe even entertain the thought of doing one with you.
There has been a rumor going around that the concept of doing the Rikis is something up in the air.
So stay tuned to Pack TV.
The problem is, I'm just, I'm boring.
You're what?
I'm boring.
You're boring?
I'm boring.
And I'm not?
You take away the dark shades
You're
of greatness,
kind of
and what do you
transparent
have?
too, Rich.
Ooh. What?
You're kind of transparent too.
I am. I'm very transparent. But my major issue here is, why would you want to watch a show with me in that sense? But you know what? And the whole thing is I'm supposed to not play up to the camera if we're doing that. And that's not easy to do when people are in your house.
Although I think your kids could do it.
Oh, here's the thing. The first day of footage you took, I would suggest not even using tapes the first day.
That's a good point, actually.
The first day, you just need to get them used to getting the concept that they aren't supposed to be watching. Because the first day, they're going to be spending most of the time being stars. After that, if you're there, they're going to just get used to it and ignore it.
It's good concept.
Or you use, the first day you tape an SVHS so that it doesn't cost you a fortune to tape.
Oh, it's not that expensive.
Well, it is if you can't really reuse it and you're only getting an hour each tape. Think about it.
Yeah, you take lots of little clips. That's the easiest way. For those of you out there.
If you take a lot of little clips, that's where you're going to miss all the good stuff. Like there's going to be good stuff.
Well, look at this story. Here's another one. Unfortunately, it didn't take place in Florida.
Yes, it did.
Woman jailed over unreturned library books.
Yep, go ahead.
Hazleton, PA.
Hazleton, FLA. Hazleton, Florida.
3 overdue library books have helped turn down Teresa Dawn Keller's life into a novel tale of crime and punishment. That make any sense? The 24-year-old woman, which by the way is...
The problem was the writer of this story decided they had to be clever.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The 24-year-old woman, which by the way is how old I am, but I'm not a woman, from the former coal mining community of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, was jailed this week after the local public library got fed up with waiting for the $120 in late fees and decided to throw the book at her.
$120 in late fees?
Yeah. I don't recall this ever happening before, Hazleton Public Library Director James Wilmer said on Thursday. Keller, described by authorities as a drifter who recently listed as a halfway house as her residence, borrowed 3 books in September of 2000, including the Star Trek novel and The Fall of Freddie and Leaf, or Fall of Freddie the Leaf. The Fall of Freddie the Leaf. Have you read that book?
I have not.
It should be on the Great Riki's book club list.
Is that our next step, too?
A self-help guru, Leo Buscalga, she never returned them. Under library policy, unreturned books with fines of $50 or more become subject to the state criminal code after 3 months, and collection turned over to a district magistrate or Quaker guy. Fines include the cost of the unreturned books, the cost of their replacements, and a $10 processing fee for each. Wow.
Okay, having said that, is that a criminal offense?
Yes, I suppose it is.
Is that absurd?
Ooh, we're out of time.
I guess.
I'm glad that we were able to wrap up the show so nicely with that story at the end. That really went nowhere.
Well, great. I guess.
And Jason will be back soon. He is alive. He's in school in Boston.
Thanks.
And hopefully he'll be back in the next few days or, yeah.
Basically, Mike's saying so he can get rid of me.
No, because maybe we'll do a show with you and him. It will be a double header, so to speak. And did the Yankees win today?
When last we saw it, it was 4